Namaskara. This is Professor Venugopalan from Shastra University, Tanjavur. Through our Department of Oriental Studies and Research, we have been organizing a webinar series during the Sanskrita Saptaha Mahotsava every year during this Shravana Masa. And this is the third year continuously we have been staging this webinar series online on various aspects of our Indian knowledge systems. And Sanskritam, as we all know, is a language representing various ideas, be it Vedas, be it Ayurveda, be it anything else for that matter. All the Indian knowledge system has been reflected through this beautiful language Sanskrit. So when we celebrate the language Sanskrit, we also celebrate all the literature that is available in our beautiful Sanskrit language. So to display what are all the things that we have in our various Shastras, this webinar has become a wonderful opportunity for the learning members of Shastra, students of Shastra, and outside people also who are interested in Sanskrit literature to have an idea over various subjects of studies. In that light, we have been presenting various topics, and today it is about Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ. We know Ayurveda for humans, but there is a health science for even plants, and it's also for animals. Both Vṛkṣāyurveda and Pashuvāyurveda are also parallelly developed along with the Ayurveda being practiced among humans. Last year we had Ayurveda, even previous year also we had a talk on Ayurveda that covered the health aspects of humans. But this year we have brought in Vṛkṣāyurveda, how this health for the plants can be maintained better with the available resources in our own backyard. So in this light, I would like to invite Dr. K.M. Shyam Sundar, who was once my colleague at Sri Jayendra Saraswati Ayurveda College some 22 years ago. He is a BAMS degree holder and well trained in Ayurvedic Panchakarma, and he was teaching Ayurvedic physiology to the students of Ayurveda at our Jayendra Saraswati Ayurveda College, who was also well trained in Vṛkṣāyurveda and as well as Pashuvāyurveda. And he was the government doctor at Vadagara in Kerala. He is now going to retire in another couple of months' time, and is going to dedicate his rest of his life for the propagation of Vṛkṣāyurveda and Pashuvāyurveda along with main Ayurvedic system. He is a wonderful physician also. So I'm very, very happy and delighted to welcome Dr. K.M. Shyam Sundar to our webinar series and request him to deliver his lecture. Before that, a small prayer, as usual, is going to be rendered on the plant science. My student Vamshi Krishna is going to join me in offering this prayer.
Om Ya Oshadhi Purva Jata Devebhyastriyugam Pura Manainu Babdhruna Mahaggashatandhamani Saptacha Shatamvo Ambadhamani Sahasra Mutavoruhaha Adha Shatakratvo Yuyamimam Me Agadankrita Oshadhi Pratigribhnita Pushpavati Prasuvarihi Ashva iva sajitvarir virudhah parayishvaha Oshadhiriti matarastadvo devirupabruve Saneyamashvangam vasa atmanantama purusha Ashvathevo nishadanam parnevo vasatishkrita गोभाजैकिलासथयत् सनवाथ पूरुषं हरिः ॐ.
Over to Shyam Sundar. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. In fact, it's a pleasure to be amongst people like you. At the outset, let me thank the Shastra University for giving me an opportunity to share my thoughts on Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ. See, when I was a student in Coimbatore Ayurveda College, that is around in 1989 or something, our yoga sir, Sri Vasudevan sir, gave me a book called Upavana Vinoda and said that since you are good in English, why don't you and Ram Manohar translate the verses into English and give it to me. So since we got it was a photostat copy. So we myself and Ram Manohar started working on it, and within say about 2 months we completed it and gave it back to our yoga sir. In fact, every verse in that it was a Sanskrit text was quite thrilling to us, because it was speaking about grafting, soil testing, plant propagation techniques, all these things. So after the BAMS course, I had an opportunity to be associated with Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ for a project on bringing about five monographs with the help of CAPART, Council for Advancement for People's Action and Oriented Technology. So, in fact, these five monographs are still available for us to see the the various aspects of Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ for the common public. See, the term Vriksha generally means tree, but it also means plant life as a whole. So the various aspects regarding the plant life is the domain of knowledge of Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ. So as we all know, plants formed a part of our human life right from the Vedic period. In fact, Rig Veda mentions about 107 plants, most of which are not available at the present time because it may be extinct or we do not know what type of plants are there. Then texts of Ayurveda, such as Charaka, Sushruta, and Vagbhada, mentions roughly about 750 plant species. Whereas the Nigantus or the lexicons which came on later on, say after the 12th century AD, there are about 15,000 synonyms of different plants mentioned in these various Nigantus like Raja Nigantu, Dhanvantari Nigantu, etc. It reminds me of a story in Charaka Samhita in which Acharya Jivaka, after imparting knowledge to his 6 disciples, asked them to go around various the whole places, whichever places they could go and find out any plant which does not have any medicinal value. So all these 6 disciples of sage Jivaka set out to see for any plants available in their surroundings, if for any to see without any medicinal value. So after about some time, all the 6 disciples returned. 5 of them returned with a handful of plants, whereas Agnivesha came back empty-handed. Acharya Jivaka asked Agnivesha, why all your colleagues have so much of materials with them? Why don't you have anything? Did you not find anything in this, any plants without medicinal value? He said, Acharya, I looked the nook and corner of the places wherever I could, but I couldn't find a plant without having any medicinal value. So this is the what do you call thing? Any plant's life in this universe has medicinal values which we do not know, but have inherited in them. So that is why Nasti Aushadam Kinchit, Anaushadam Kinchit Jagade in this universe. So this is the small story in Charaka Samhita which says that everything under the sun, not only plant life, even in animal products, all these things can be used for medicinal purposes if we know the properties of it. Our ancient people, that is what you call seers, also mentioned the consciousnesses in plants. For example, the certain plants follow the movement of the sun. That is light energy. In the morning, the flowers would face the east, and in the evening the flowers would face the west. Then there are certain plants which flower on the hearing of the thunder. Similarly, various texts in Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ mention the movements in plants. There is movement of nutrition in plants. They say that right from the root, the plants absorb the nutrients from the soil and transport it to the tip of the plants for its own growth and development. There are also mentioned various aspects of growth in plant. For example, some plants grow through seeds, some through stems, some through buds, some through leaves. For example, Bryophyllum is a plant which grows from the leaf tips. Another plant is produced from the leaf tip of that particular plant. Our ancient Indian people also found out sexual differentiation in plants. They said that certain plants are male in nature, certain plants are female in nature. Similarly, transport system in plants. See, when the nutrients of any plant, if we apply it at the root, it is transported to the different parts of the plant. Maybe it's a small shrub or a large tree like a banyan tree. Now, what are the subject matters in Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ? Various texts in Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ mentions elaborately about the soil, the different types of soil, how to know, how to identify a fertile soil, how to prepare the soil. All these things are mentioned in Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ. Similarly, various plant propagation techniques are also mentioned in Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ. How to propagate plants for the purpose of garden, for the purpose of food, all these things. Then collection of seeds, how to collect the seeds and preserve them or store them for future use. There are certain techniques in which the sprouting of the seeds are enhanced by various small techniques mentioned in Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ. For example, seeds with thick seed coat. Common example is tamarind seed. If you sow about 100 tamarind seeds, only about 6 to 7 tamarind seeds sprouts. Why? Because the seed coat of the tamarind seed is very thick. So it is very difficult for the germination part of it to take place and break open the seed coat and the sprout to come out. Whereas various techniques are mentioned in Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ in which the seeds are soaked in decoctions of various materials prepared and can enhance the sprouting capacity or the germination capacity of the seeds. One such example is the soaking of this tamarind seeds in the decoction of horse gram or kulatta. The viability or the percentage of producing sprout increases by up to 20 to 22%. There is 100 seeds. In 100 seeds, at least 22 to 23 seeds sprout. If you treat the seeds with this decoction, it is soaking them for about 7 days in the decoction of kulatta or horse gram. And the various various areas such as plant taxonomy, how to classify plants is mentioned in Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ. Plant nomenclature, naming of plants based on synonyms. Synonyms attribute to the various aspects of the plant. For example, a medicinal plant called Tinospora cordifolia, which is usually called as Guduchi or Chittamrud, Amrud in Tamil and in Malayalam, has about 122 synonyms by which one can easily identify the plant. One simple example I would give you is that this Tinospora or Amrud easily grows by just cutting a small piece of it and putting it in soil. It is called as Chinnaruha. A small portion of the plant stem is enough for its propagation. Then, if you cut the stem, it has got a circular pattern, and it is called as Chakramarda. Chakra. That is, you can find a circular patterns on the stem. So these are the attributes of which plants are identified from. Then plant nutrition. Various methods have been mentioned in the text of Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ in which how to enhance the production for foods, for grains, as well as other medicinal plants, fruits, etc. See, once while I was in the Center for Indian Knowledge Systems on doing research on Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ, I happened to come across a decoction mentioned to enhance the fruiting in custard apple. So the ingredients were cow's milk, ghee, butter, etc., etc. And I found that, and I thought that these things are at the present scenario quite costly. But a custard apple farmer from Madhya Pradesh wrote a letter to me saying that he has acres of land where he has got custard trees in it. He said these things are not costly if the output of the fruit is increased by these techniques, and he had tried them and found it very successful. Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ mentions a unique artificial liquid manure commonly used even nowadays by our farmers, called as kunapajala. It is nothing but putting all sorts of organic waste like dead animals, meat, dead meat, etc., into a large pot which is buried under the ground, and to it is added black gram, and within a month, 40 days or something, it would ferment from it by itself, and a very good liquid manure is produced, which is quite helpful in the plant growth and nutrition. There is also mentioned a lot of management of pest and disease in plants. In fact, our farmers are even today, despite the advances of modern chemical pesticides, are using their own techniques to ward away the plants or plant produce from pests and diseases. In fact, many of these formulations have been rationalized based on Ayurvedic principles by myself and Dr. Vilas Nanal and Ramesh Nanalji from Pune, who are eminent Ayurvedic physicians of Maharashtra. We try to analyze them based on the Rasa Guna Veera Vibhaga of Ayurveda and found that it is very correct. So these are the subject matters of Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ, which in brief, which I have told you. Now, what is the current relevance of Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ in the present day context? Yeah, since the unwholesome use of chemical pesticides and fungicides and all sorts of chemical producers not only spoil the soil, but also the environment in which we are living. So Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ forms a very good alternative. In fact, before the Green Revolution started in India, 90% of the farmers in India, not only in India, in the world over, were using eco-friendly methods to prevent diseases, etc., in the plants. So Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ stands as a very good alternative for chemical pesticides and fertilizers, which not only harm the environment and the soil, the water, etc., but actually boost the soil life. And also, it is used in horticulture, agriculture, in Ayurveda. Also, because Ayurveda deals with a lot of medicinal plants, they have techniques to enhance the produce of Ayurvedic medicinal herbs. For example, in the Gangetic plains of Uttar Pradesh, a large area of land is being used to cultivate gooseberry, amalaki, and 100% of this, 100% of the manure and the fertilizers, etc., are used based on Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ techniques, and also in various life sciences of the our thing, and also in animal sciences, in the treatment of disease of animals, the treatment of disease of our pets. All these are still in current relevance of Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ, and we have to enhance the. It is mentioned in the text of Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ, but we have to try it out on a larger scale. Maybe the formulation, etc., we have to reduce. It is difficult to identify certain ingredients. Then we have to take the help of the biologist or the botanist. All these comes together, and how can it be applied in the field study is also a major task for agriculturalists as well as the as well as farmers. In fact, in the North Kerala, in the Kannur district of Kerala, there is an agriculture officer who got the best agriculture officer award of 2022 for creating an awareness among the farmers of his area to improvise on Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ techniques and better the yield of the produce. In fact, he also advocates the use of Kunapajala as a plant nutritional. He says it is a very good biomass extract in which not only the soil quality increases, whereas it is also the important thing to enhance the environment and to bring down the effects of the pesticides and chemical fertilizers. Now, what are the resource books on Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ? The first and the foremost thing which comes is the Upavana Vinoda of Surabala. It is a text which gives a lot of description on how to bring about, how to develop a garden, how to develop a city with lot of trees around, etc. So Upavana means it is a garden. Vana means forest. Upavana means a miniature forest can be created in our surroundings, etc. Then Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ. Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ actually is an encyclopedic work of Varaha Mihira, which deals everything under the sun. It also talks about preparation of glue, how to prepare poisons, etc. But there is a specific chapter in Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ which talks about Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ and Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ techniques, especially grafting, pest control, all these things. Then Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ of Surabala. This is actually a Kannada text, and it is mostly found useful in the propagation of coconut, arecanut, etc. Because Karnataka is the place where a lot of coconut and arecanut is grown. Krishi Sukti is actually a manuscript also available in Malayalam, which talks a lot of preparation of propagation of paddy, different types of paddy, etc. Krishi Parashara of Parashara Muni is also a text which is, most of these texts are in the form of manuscripts. It is available in the Adayar library in Chennai. Amarakosha, which is actually a lexicon work in Sanskrit, also has a small part relating to Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ. Now let me talk about some practical experience when I was in the research work, when I was doing my research work in Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ at CIKS in Chennai. The manager of the Theosophical Society of India, Adayar, came to myself and Balu and said that Theosophical Society is a large area in the heart of the city of Chennai, on the banks of Adayar River, which has got plenty of flora and fauna. In fact, they have more than 150 different varieties of mango in their compound. So he came to said that for the past 2 years the mango trees in the Theosophical Society campus are suffering from a peculiar disease in which the leaves would clog together like a mesh and prevent the tree from flowering and fruiting. So myself and my colleague made a visit to this thing. So it was quite hard, what you call difficult or very painful to see this large trees with plenty of leaves getting clogged together, forming a web type. And the modern agriculture termed it as mango leaf webber. And they said that there is only chemical alternatives available to them. So the Theosophical Society actually did not want to use any chemicals in the campus. So what I suggested to them is that trim off the leaves which are maximum affected to the and the rest of the tree, fumigate the affected part with the powder of vaja, that is Acorus calamus and Bidanga, Embelia ripes. These two materials are used in Ayurveda as anti-helminthic or to reduce burns. So I asked them to take a dry husk of coconut, burn them, and when it is fumigated, put the powders of these two and try to reach the close proximity of the affected leaves. Do this for about 2 weeks and then irrigate the whole mango tree. That is, spray the whole leaves of the mango tree with the 5% decoction of Pongamia neem leaves, neem oil. That is 100 for 100 ml of water, add 5 ml of neem oil and small amount of soap solution, and spray the canopy, the whole thing. Do this do one spraying in a week for at least 4 weeks. So I suggested that, and I also visited them when they were doing the treatment. The next season, that is in the March, April, May month, they had a bumper harvest of mango. In fact, they actually gave us plenty of mango for us, and the fruits were very tasty also. The ripe fruits were very tasty also. Another experience which worth mentioning is the neighborhood in CAK. CAK's office was in Tiruvanmiyur, 2nd East Street. So in the month of October, there was a cyclone affecting the Chennai area, and a huge sapota tree in the neighborhood of our office split due to the power of the wind. It just broke into two, and it was very, 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 very saddening to see the tree next day. So the owner of the house, he was a retired Air Force person. He was very disappointed and came to us and said, "Can you suggest any material which could actually make this tree survive?" So actually, when I looked at the tree, it was like the fracture of a board. So in the fracture management in Ayurveda, the bark of the 4 ficus species is mentioned in plenty as preparation of oil, as preparation of decoction, etc. So myself and one of my associates, Dr. Raja, he is a PhD in entomology. We prepared a decoction of Nalpamaram, that is the bark of this 4 ficus species, and to it we added that was our what you call mindset, fat of goat to the decoction, and then we with the help of the gardeners and the family members of that of the family and our staff, we pulled the broken apart tree. We smeared the what do you call the kalka of the decoction in the interior part of the tree, and tied the tree with metallic wires to about certain extent possible, and then we put 3 stay poles so that it would not fall away, and we wrapped the area where we smeared the decoction with plastic sheets so that the rain etc. would not hamper the application, because we could not do it for the next time because it could be done only for once. After about 20 days, about 3 weeks, 21 days, we slowly removed the plastic cover around the area and the metallic wire. To our astonishment, we found that the wound has completely healed, and the tree started putting new leaves. Then there should be some nutrition to this. The same decoction with goat's fat, we irrigated the root area of the trees of the tree. The next season was a bumper harvest of sapota product. Very, very large, juicy sapota fruits we could get, and the owner of the tree would be very happy. And anybody who comes to his house, any visitors, his family, he would immediately bring them to our office and said that these were the people who saved my sapota tree. Now, earlier I mentioned certain. We also did a small experiment in the school of Chennai for the students of class 9 and 10 as part of the project, in which the germination was could be enhanced in certain seeds which are not that viable. So we took the two seeds, neem seeds and tamarind seeds, and divided the students into 2 groups, and we asked them to dip the seeds in the decoction prepared of this green gram, black gram, horse gram, and these 3 things, and small amount of milk. So we asked them to soak the seeds. We divided the seeds into 3 parts. The first part, we soak the seeds for 3 days. The second group of seeds, we soak the seeds for 5 days. And the third, we soak the seed for 7 days. And then dry the seeds in sunshade and sow them. And to our seeds which were soaked for 7 days, especially neem and tamarind seeds, which have thick seed coat, they sprouted very well. In fact, out of 100 seeds, 45 seeds started sprouting by the end of 7 days. So this was a small experiment done for the students of the school, and also as part of the BSc Botany students project work of Queen Mary's College, Chennai and Ethiraj College, Chennai, certain what they call plant growth stimulators, especially in balsam and amaranthus, there is key. Because students say the time period for the students to work on a project was only about 3 months. So we couldn't go for an elaborate experiment. And these experiments were quite what do you call, giving good results. And one part was controlled. The second part was actually irrigating the thing every alternate days. The third was every 4 days. The fourth one was every 6 days, and the fifth one was every 7 days. And to our astonishment, I think before that, when the pot which was irrigated for every third day, the leaf and the foliage growth was much more than the control and the other thing. So these are the small experiences which we and also we did various methods on a larger scale in the CAK's field, especially in paddy and groundnut, and found that it was more important, and the results were also good. In fact, it is happy whenever we suggest certain materials to these materials to farmers, they already have the knowledge of these things. But somehow or the other, due to pressure from agriculturists and other things, they are reluctant or fearing that they would be isolated from the rest, etc. They did not do this. But once we started encouraging them and giving them the impetus, they would do it. See, if you look at it in one angle, you think we may think that it is quite costly, but the larger aspect of environmental friendliness, the conservation of the soil, etc., and also to the pet animals, etc. It is good in the longer term, because chemical pesticides are very cheap and easily available, whereas these things the farmers have to make their own formulations, make their own innovations, etc., and do this. In fact, I would always remember Professor Anil Gupta of IIM Bangalore. He said that he calls me Vaidiji. Vaidiji, don't worry about the cost of these things, because once the farmer is convinced that this is the best method for his crops, he would go any extent to do these methods, then go for the alternative chemical pesticides. Only thing you will have to do is you will have to convince them. So these are the broad aspects by which Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ can be developed. In fact, Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ is now a diploma course in the Gujarat Ayurvedic University. Students from BSc Agriculture, BAMS can pursue this as a 2-year diploma course. And in fact, when I went to Holland in 1998 as a part of the workshop, I also presented a paper on alternatives to chemical pesticides. In fact, lot of methods have been adopted in their own type of study by farmers of Holland. In fact, they would grow sugar beet only based on organic manures and pesticides. They would not use chemicals. So each and every country has its own knowledge base on how to develop eco-friendly methods for its own crops propagation. So these are the small inputs which I have for the time being. In fact, I don't know whether these monographs are available in the Tanjavur University. Because there are 4 monographs. One is the introductory monograph on Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ. The second is the plant propagation techniques. The third is the nomenclature and taxonomy, and fourth is the pest and disease management. In fact, a lot of work has been being done in the Gujarat area on Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ, and also in the Karnataka interiors of Karnataka. Actually, many of these practices are based on our cultural practices also. Our festivals, all these are interlinked based on the techniques of Vṛkṣāyurvedaḥ. So it is an important thing to know that further poisoning our earth. Already we have done much damage. So how to retrieve it, and so that the next generation does not have the so-called pesticidal poisoning and other things, and can live a healthy life, can be used in the Vṛkṣāyurveda methods. So thank you all for the patient hearing, and I hope I have addressed to certain areas of Vṛkṣāyurveda, which might be, in fact, last month, one of my I guided a MSc graduates lady from IDU, the TDU, the Transdisciplinary University in Bangalore. She did a small study on effect of Kunabajala in musk melon, and the results were very good. In fact, she presented her findings just about a month back, and she was awarded the MSc degree for it. So based on various methods, we can actually do a lot of research on Vṛkṣāyurveda, and the ultimate aim is to help our farmer brotherhood to bring about good alternatives and good seeds and produces which are safe to human beings as well as animals, and not poisonous to the earth. So thank you all for the patient hearing.
Thank you, Shyam Sundar. We would like to hear you more, because we still have 12 more minutes for hitting 5. And I would also appreciated had you come up with some posters or some slides to make it a PPT presentation, so that our students, several students are pursuing PhD research in Vṛkṣāyurveda, and they would also would have been very much benefited by this talk. And I would humbly request you to share those monographs, 4 or 5, whatever that you have, with us, even for a cost, if need be. We would be in a position to pay you the required money to purchase those monographs for the use of our research community, the students who are pursuing research at various levels here. There are students of botany here, and students of Vṛkṣāyurveda here at research level. And they would be much benefited by those monographs, I believe. And I would also request you to spare your time for the future opportunities also, because you have opened up the Pandora box today. That so much of information is there in you about Vṛkṣāyurveda and also Pashu Ayurveda. We need both Vṛkṣāyurveda and Pashu Ayurveda, because I have seen people in Guruvayur our own student, Jendra Saraswati Ayurveda College students who were trained by Devan Namudri of Palakkad, who taught in the Palakapyam, the Ana Vaidyam, because
Yeah.
Guru has the Kottaram there, which houses lots of
Really,
elephants.
in fact, Devanti is a first student of Ayurveda College, Coimbatore. First batch student.
Yeah.
My senior.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why you people are very much highly informed, and you are a treasure house of knowledge on various systems. And we need to have the knowledge of you to be shared with our students. And I, on behalf of Shastra, offer you our humble pranams and thanks. And conventional vote of thanks will be delivered by my colleague, Dr. S. Tyagarajan. He will be delivering the, proposing the vote of thanks right now. Thereafter, the meeting will conclude. I request Tyagarajan sir to offer his vote of thanks. Thank you, sir. Namaskar.
Thank you.
Sir, namaste, sir. It's a great opportunity for us to have
Thank
such
you. Thank you. In fact, I visited Tanjavur when I was a student in the 7th standard. I still remember visiting the temples in Tanjavur. In fact, I am trying to plan to come to Tanjavur. I want to see.
Yes, we Shastra also involving in such programs like plant Ayurveda and Pashu Ayurveda. We have animal house also.
Okay.
Some researches also going on. So whenever you have time, you can kindly visit us.
Sure.
And we are very grateful to have in such hours till now. And we are very thankful to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let us conclude the session here.
Okay.